Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. We're here for another day. We made it through another day. This is going to be a late night video. Well, late night for me, anyways. But we also got a new deck today. Your breakthrough is coming. Unstoppable You Oracle cards. So we will pull from that deck tonight. I got my juice going. I shared the recipe for my celery juice on my other page. All right, that being said, today is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. I hope everybody has had a peaceful, positive, and productive day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. Seeing as it's a late pull, we're going to skip the mantra card for the day. So we'll jump right into our grief affirmation. Last time we never lose the ones we love, even to death. They carry on in every thought, act, and decision we make. This year, the end of the year is quickly approaching. The new year is upon us. But that being said, it also depends on which calendar you follow. I take things one day at a time. Yes. Taking things one day at a time, staying in the present, staying focused, appreciating all the little moments, not getting overwhelmed or stressed out about anything from the past or the future. I also got a little, when I was sitting here this morning as I was getting ready for work, it came to my mind the quote, "One cannot live while the other survives." It's a quote from the Harry Potter movie when they're looking for the prophecy. And when they find the prophecy, one of the things that it says is, one cannot live while the other survives. And in the movie, it's talking about Voldemort and Harry. But nonetheless, take it for what it's worth. All right, now we're going to get a chakra wisdom affirmation. We will pull from the new deck tonight. I'm just going to get through the first set first. I'm going to get through the first set first. I'm going to get through the first set, and then we'll pull from the new deck. Second chakra, sacral chakra, sexuality. The sacral chakra is represented by the color orange, a lotus of 6 petals. It's below your belly button. I encourage myself to express my sensuality and emotions creatively using all my faculties, including touch, voice, and actions, and creative abilities such as art, craft, music, acting, cooking, gardening, and writing. I practice being aware of and enjoying my senses, being nourished and stimulated by the natural world, such as landscapes, people, weather, animals, aromas, and sounds. So, stimulating your senses, not just your sexual senses, but sight, touch, smell, sound. Finding things that you enjoy that stimulate your senses. All right, now we'll pull from the Wild Offering Oracle. I do have the radio playing in the background. Part of me is kind of saying that I might need to turn it down a little bit. I don't know. I'm a naturally loud person anyways, so a lot of times me turning it down doesn't change my volume. Well, all right. Feelings, health, and despair. Ooh. We got service on the bottom of the deck and mistakes on the top of the deck. Right away, what I want to say is do not allow feelings of despair to affect your health, whether that's mental or physical health. Grief is a natural part of life, but don't get stuck in those feelings. All right. Health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. And last time from this deck, we did get aging. So, don't let that put you in feelings of despair. Love your body, nurture your body, and, nurture your body through the process of aging. All right, then we got feelings. Emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, filling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. We say that and talk about that a lot. Not only acknowledging your feelings, but allowing yourself to express those feelings. Even if you don't physically express them to people in your life, being able to at least express them to yourself, and maybe even, in prayer to your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High. All right, then we got despair. I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. While I was reading that, what popped into my mind was it's the holiday season. A lot of people are missing loved ones. This time of year is like it's kind of like a whirlwind for our emotions. It's supposed to be a happy, fun, loving time of year, but at the same time, it ushers in so much sadness for us as well. Knowing that it's okay to feel that way, let those feelings out. I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but I'm still going to say it. Maybe even forming some kind of, I don't want to, ceremony is the word I want to say, but that's not really what I'm looking for. Have some kind of memorial for your passed over loved ones or people that you're missing at this time. That may give you an opportunity to release those emotions. All right, now we'll pull from the mindfulness deck. Last time we got, remember, this too shall pass in time. And if you remember the video, earlier in the video before we pulled this card, I made that statement. This too shall pass. This grief, the despair, the emotions. I think a lot of people right now are kind of experiencing emotions in waves. Going back to what I said before about, it's supposed to be a happy time, but at the same time, there's so much sadness that kind of comes along with it. So being able to find that balance between the waves, it's okay. It's okay to feel those feelings. Just because people don't talk about them doesn't mean they don't feel them. A lot of people deal with that. They just choose to stay silent about it. And, that contributes to a lot of mental health issues, spiritual health issues. Wow, that's too many. The schedule of the mind is often faster than the schedule of life. This is what feels disappointing, not life itself. You will survive everything, even this, regardless of how you feel right now. Talk to yourself in the same way you would want others to talk to you. So, multiple messages there. Where it's talking about the schedule of the mind. That goes back to what I talked about at the beginning of the video, being in the present. Not getting caught up in the schedule or the routine of things. A lot of times, being so stuck on the schedule, you miss out on opportunities for spontaneity, for fun, for life. All right. We don't normally take 3 of those. I don't normally put them down on the table like that. I usually put them up here. Talk to yourself the way you would want others to talk to you. And talk to others the way you want them to talk to you. Treat people how you want to be treated. In case anybody's curious, the celery juice is 3 to 4 stalks of celery, a cup of orange juice, a tablespoon of chia seeds, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and half a teaspoon of ginger powder, and then blend it all together. All right. Now we'll pull from this Forest Spirit Oracle deck. Last time we got Bluebird, Dragon, and Grasshopper. After this, we'll pull from the new deck, which this Forest deck was the new deck until we got the new deck. So, I'm trying to get a good variety. I think it's nice that we have so many and we still get repetitive messages. For me, those are just confirmations that, the message needs to be heard. And normally the message needs to be heard not only by myself, but by a broad majority of, or broad collective of people. All right, Forest Spirit Oracle. I caught up on some video watching myself over the last couple days. Definitely frequency stuff going on with frequencies. This is way too many, but we'll acknowledge them. Fish, air, hawk, fox, and hedgehog. I like to acknowledge them. That way, if they come back out, we know that they've already come out one time prior. Tortoise Spirit. Full moon on the top of the deck. Unicorn on the bottom of the deck. Wow. All right, so Tortoise. Determined. Take things slow and steady and persevere to achieve your goals and reap rewards. Slow and steady wins the race. Obviously, the old story of the tortoise and the hare. Also, with tortoise, they take their home with them everywhere they go. They travel light. They pace themselves. They don't get in a hurry. They don't worry about the schedule. They stop and smell the roses. I think I've made the point. All right, full moon, release. In this moment of completion and illumination, release what no longer serves you. We've been talking about that a lot. Letting go of people, places, and things that no longer serve you to make room for new to come in. All right, and then we have unicorn spirit, wishcraft. Using your imagination as you wield your own magic and make your dreams come true. So, like manifestation energy, we've talked about that in one of the recent past videos about taking this time, going into hibernation mode, making a plan, not actually putting that plan into motion, but making the plan, getting organized, finding out what you need, acquiring what you need, getting rid of things that you don't need. Be that people, places, things, thought patterns, addictions, whatever, repetitive cycles. All right, so determined, release, and wishcraft. Unicorn, full moon, and tortoise. All right, now we'll pull from the new deck. Your breakthrough is coming. Unstoppable You Oracle deck. That's what the picture on the back looks like. I think it's nice. Very simple, but, dark sky, clouds in the background, some moonlight shining on a leaf-wrapped key. A copper key at that. I didn't really look too much at it before I came on. But it does have a book with it with messages, so we will be reading from the book. All right. Unstoppable You Oracle deck. Unstoppable You. Take the leap. You are becoming on the bottom of the deck. Your fire is sacred underneath that. Choose yourself on the top of the deck, followed by this is worth it. John Tesh is talking about high blood pressure. Take the leap. Oh, wow. Take the leap. That's actually the first card of the deck. Core message. The unknown is where magic begins. Key themes. Courage, trust, new beginnings, bold action, faith over fear, and embracing uncertainty. Message. There comes a moment when the only thing left to do is jump. You've felt the pull, the nudge, the whisper in your soul, urging you forward. And now the universe is extending its hand. You don't need to know every step ahead. You only need to trust the first one. Take the leap is your divine permission slip. That dream, that move, that heart pounding idea you can't stop thinking about. It's not random, it's a calling. The magic doesn't show up before you move, it arrives because you move. Even if the path looks foggy, even if your knees tremble, take the leap. Trust that the net will appear, or better yet, trust that you were born with wings. You know what it's making me think about in one of the past videos where we were talking about faith over fear? And I was making the reference to the Hunger Games movies and how they talk about hope is the only thing that can overcome fear. Oh, and that also being said, during that same poll, the card that we got, one of the cards that we saw from the herbal astrology was the Rue card, number 4. And Rue was another character name from Hunger Games. Okay, guidance. This card appears when you're standing on the edge of change. You might feel nervous, uncertain, or even paralyzed by the what ifs. That's okay. Fear is not a stop sign. It's a signpost that you're expanding. You don't have to feel fully ready to begin. Most brave things are done while the heart is racing. The unknown is not your enemy, it's your becoming. And it gives a journal prompt. What leap have I been avoiding because it feels too big, too soon, or too risky? If I trusted fully in the timing and my ability, what would I do today? What's the worst case scenario and what's the best? The affirmation, I trust the unknown. I leap with courage. I am ready for what's next. Action step. Say yes. Apply, start, speak up, post the thing, ask the question. The leap isn't about moving fearless. It's about moving forward even when fear tags along. Let movement be your magic. Wow. Okay, nice. I think we're gonna like this deck. All right, then we got You Are Becoming. Okay, the Take a Leap was on page 15. You Are Becoming is on page 126. Celebrate the messy, beautiful becoming. I love the beautiful colors in this card. That really is a pretty picture. Key themes: transformation, self-evolution, growth process, grace, impermanence, identity shift. Message: you are not who you were, and that's a miracle. You are in motion, in transition, in the sacred middle of your becoming. It may feel unclear, uncertain, or unpolished, but that's the magic of growth. It's not meant to be tidy. It's meant to be true. That makes me think of what we talked about last time, where I was talking about, being in that transition phase. You're not where you used to be, but you're not where you want to be, but you're in that transition phase. My hand just started itching really bad, and that's unusual for my hands to itch like that. It's right above the ring finger on my left hand. All right. This card is a reminder to honor the in between, the unraveling, the reshaping of your life. Becoming isn't a finish line, it's a state of grace, a wild, ongoing dance between who you've been and who you're rising into. Let go of the pressure to have it all figured out. Let yourself be in the process. You don't need to rush this, you just need to feel it. Look at that. We got feelings. I also said something back at the beginning of the video about being in the present. Going back to our mindfulness card, the schedule of the mind is often faster than the schedule of life. My hand is really itching. That's weird. Is that the hand a wedding ring goes on? The left hand? I don't know. I've never been married. I can't ever remember. But it's itching right there. Okay. Guidance. It's the way this book is made, it's the words are kind of on the fold. They didn't really allow any room for the bend. I might have to break it in a little bit. All right, guidance. If you've been hard on yourself for not being there yet, this card arrives to soften that narrative. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And that is a holy thing. The most powerful transformations often happen in the chaos before the clarity. Celebrate who you are becoming, even if you are still figuring out the shape of it. Trust that this evolution is exactly what your soul signed up for. Journal prompting. Where am I feeling pressure to have everything figured out? What parts of me are dissolving and what parts of me are beginning to bloom? That continues on. How can I offer myself more compassion as I continue to evolve? The affirmation, I am not finished. I am unfolding. My becoming is messy, beautiful, and right on time. Action step. Release one expectation or outdated identity that no longer fits the person you are growing into. Then do one thing today that celebrates your evolution, whether that's rest, expression, or taking up more space. Becoming deserves to be honored. So honoring the process, letting go of who you used to be, and stepping into taking the leap to become who you're meant to be, choosing yourself, taking the leap to choose yourself, because that really is the order that we took them in. Take the leap, choose yourself. All right, let's see what page that's on. Choose Yourself is on page 108. We got James Taylor on the radio. I haven't heard him in a hot minute. All right, choose yourself. Core message. Every time you do, you rise. Key themes: self-worth, empowered choice, boundaries, inner alignment, self trust, and radical self love. Message: every moment you choose yourself, your needs, your dreams, your truth, you rise a little higher. You reclaim a little more of your power. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's essential because no one else can live your life, speak your truth, or carry your vision but you. This card is a reminder that your own approval is the only one you truly need. Stop waiting for someone else to say you're worthy. Say it to yourself. Choose you in the quiet moments, in the big decisions, in the way you talk to yourself when no one's listening. Self honoring choices build an unstoppable life. Going back to our mindfulness card, talk to yourself the same way you would want others to talk to you. Guidance. You may be feeling torn between what others expect of you and what you know in your gut you need. This card invites you to come home to yourself, to check in, not check out, to listen inward before you look outward. The more often you choose yourself, without guilt, without an apology, the more magnetic and aligned your life becomes. Choosing yourself Choosing yourself is an act of courage, and it always leads you back to the truth. Journaling prompts. Where in my life am I abandoning myself to make others comfortable? What would it look like to choose myself in one small way today? How do I feel when I honor my truth, even if it's inconvenient? The affirmation: I choose myself, my truth, my needs, my joy. And every time I do, I rise. Action step. Make one decision today that prioritizes you. It could be setting a boundary, carving out time for your passion, saying no or saying yes. Each act of self devotion adds to your power. Choose yourself and watch everything shift. Wow, I really like this deck. So take a leap. Choose yourself. Decide who you are becoming. What do you want to let go of? What do you want to work on more? Who do you want to let go of? Who do you want more of? All right. Pause. I gotta get my chapstick. Well, I hope everybody's ready for the holiday. I mailed the only package that I needed to mail today. Darlin already got her Christmas present. I bought her a new collar. I didn't want to order both of them until I knew how the quality was gonna be, and so now that I got hers, I'm gonna order Copper's. Actually, I already did order it, but and for me, which I don't have to wait for Christmas, you know, I usually get what I need when I need it, if at all possible. But I've been slowly buying stuff for my truck to do repairs for my truck. So for me, for Christmas, I got me a console cup holder like type thing that it actually goes in the seat instead of in the floor. And I got me some new windshield wiper blades. Anyways, stuff for my truck. Okay, now we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit instead of just going in the same order. Let's pull some short messages. We'll pull from the Affirmators deck. Self-help without all the self-helpiness. Last time we got everyone's a teacher. I didn't hear what he said. All I heard was something about being stressed at work. Maybe that's what's coming up. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I'm about burnout on the holiday tunes. Thankfully, when I get to pick and choose for the most part when I listen to it, when I don't. But unfortunately, with the radio, you don't get so much of a choice. And that's the only way I can have music in the background without getting copyright. So, there we go. It is what it is. All right, let's get an affirmation from the Affirmators deck. Self-help without all the self-helpiness. Generosity. No need to do on the bottom of the deck. And unlimited or ultimate potential on the top of the deck. It hasn't been that long since we saw that. Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. So, I mean, that applies year round, obviously, but especially this time of year. Be generous. Even if it's not with material things, be generous with your kindness. Being kind doesn't cost anything. It is 37:30 on the timer. Wow, it felt like we had been on here longer than that. All right, now we'll pull from the Namaste deck, the Stress Less deck. Last time we got Breathe in the Moment. Practicing the pause, taking those 5 or 3 really deep breaths and coming back to the moment. Focusing on your breath, breathing exercises, meditation. All right. Wow, that was quick. Barefoot walk. So getting grounded, grounding your energy. Do you remember what it feels like to have fresh grass between your toes? When was the last time you allowed your bare feet to touch the earth and feel everything underneath them? Give yourself a moment to walk barefoot. Invite all the sensations into your body. Walk slowly and calmly. Slow, calm movement that invites vulnerability, like walking barefoot, can help ground you in the moment. Feel your body relax in this exercise. So, spending time outside. We talked about that earlier with our sacral chakra affirmation. Stimulating your senses. And a good way to do that is spending time in nature. All right, now we'll pull from Angels of Abundance. Last time we got Face Your Financial Fears, Employment Change, and Abundance Mindset. Words of abundance. Cooperation instead of competition. It hasn't been that long since we saw that on the bottom of the deck. And then do the work on the top of the deck. Words of abundance. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms. And that is what you attract for yourself and others. Once again, lining up with the talk to yourself in the same way you would want others to talk to you. Words, speaking words of abundance over your life, over the world as a whole. All right, do the work. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. And then cooperation instead of competition. We saw this not too long ago. Teamwork makes the dream work. This could be a physical, like work environment, people that you're working with here. But this could also mean your spiritual team, your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. That very much coincides with the generosity as well. Being generous, knowing that there's plenty to go around. All right, angel numbers. Last time we got 20, 22, 22, 12, 12, and 18, 18. Tomorrow is the 18th. 44, 42 on the bottom as we're getting started. 9, 3, 8. Keep going on the cut. One more. Angel numbers. $99 rebirth. 1 focus on self. 404 mind energy. 7722 wanted to show itself, ask for help. And then 17 self-belief on the top of the deck. All right, so 99 and 1 is what actually came out. Rebirth, renewal, transformation, decision, future growth, and new beginnings. This is a time of renewal and rebirth, indicating that you are close to a major decision that will shape your future. Embrace the transformation and prepare for the path ahead. What is one major decision I am facing, and how can I prepare myself to make this choice in alignment with my true self and future goals? Reflect on the areas of your life that are undergoing change and consider how these transformations can lead you to make a significant choice that will positively impact your future. 1. Focus on self first. Independence, confidence, authenticity, new beginnings, double confirmation on the new beginnings, and self-pursuit. This is your time to focus on yourself. Embrace your independence and stand confidently in your truth. Unapologetically be you. New beginnings are on the horizon, making this the perfect moment to start fresh and pursue your dreams with renewed energy. What steps can I take today to honor my independence and stay true to myself? Take time today to set a clear intention for a new beginning in your life. Focus on what truly matters to you and take one step toward achieving it. And then we also have Mind Energy 404 and Self Belief 17. Focus, determination, preparation, mental strength, clarity, resolve, and future readiness. What did we talk about earlier about making the plans, about getting prepared, being prepared? And then self belief, confidence, hope, change, courage, leap, and path forward. Take the leap. Take one day at a time. Focus on self. Going back to the choose yourself. Very much lining up self belief, self worth, self esteem, self love. All right, now celestial insights. Last time we got allure, cherish, Cupid deep, challenge, and accept. Release also lining up with the rebirth energy. Determined also lining up with the focus, the mind energy. Wishcraft, the unicorn energy lining up with the you are becoming. A lot of mirroring energy out here today. Definitely some confirmations on the table. One more. All right, celestial insights. Embrace, twin flame, and true love. Wow. If that's not a powerhouse, I don't know what is. Embrace, twin flame, and true love. Wow. Embrace the changes happening around you. Have recent changes made you uneasy? Accept them, adjust, and discover the opportunities that come with transformation. Once again, transformation energy, embracing the changes that are happening. Twin flame. A twin flame relationship is intense and transformative. Are you struggling with a deep connection? This relationship challenges you to grow and evolve on a soul level. And then true love. True love is a deep soul connection. Are you searching for it? Trust that it's out there, but remember to love yourself first. True love will follow naturally. Once again, going back to the mindful card, talk to yourself the same way you would want others to talk to you. Love yourself the same way you would want others to love you. Oh, what was that? Something just fell on the floor. Hold on. Trust and observe is what fell on the floor. Time. Trust and observe is what was on the bottom of the deck and it slipped out of my hand and fell on the floor. Trust and observe was on the bottom of the deck and time was on the top of the deck. Your intuition is quietly guiding you, but sometimes you need to pay more attention to the small changes around you. Reflect on recent moments of confusion by observing the little details. You'll sharpen your intuition over time. Look at that. And then we got time. Time is your greatest ally for growth and healing. Have you been rushing through life? Trust in the timing of things. Patience will bring the results you seek. Once again, going back to the schedule of the mind is often faster than the schedule of life. This is what feels disappointing, not life itself. A lot of confirmations on both of those cards from the mindfulness deck about time and about the way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself. All right. Now we'll pull from the Mystical Dream deck. Last time we got floating, flying, oceans, and mountains. We got a lot of symbolic messages from those. You float in the ocean, you fly over the mountains. The valley, peaks, valleys. All right. Unlock the secrets of your dreams. Ocean still wanting to show itself. Who lived in Tennessee? He was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. All right, last one. To Pacific, the traffic is terrific. All right. Mystical Dream Oracle deck. Unlock the secrets of your dreams. Argument, deceased, and farewell. Ooh. What was I talking about back at the beginning of the video about our deceased loved ones? We got enemy on the bottom of the deck. And wolf on the top of the deck. Wow. Wolf in sheep's clothing energy. Eyes underneath enemy. Evil eye. But behind that is sun and love. This too shall pass. The sun always shines in the morning. What is that? Something about you cry tonight, but the sun will rise in the morning. Arguments symbolize inner conflicts and unresolved emotions. Dreams of arguments reflect suppressed emotion or resentment. often caused by unexpressed feelings. Going back to the feelings affirmation that we got at the beginning. This dream prompts you to face your emotions and seek reconciliation with others and yourself. It may indicate the need to be bold in expressing yourself, but to be careful and act wisely to prevent conflicts from escalating. Then we saw deceased. The deceased symbolize past emotions or unfinished business. Dreaming of them suggests you're reflecting on unresolved experiences or relationships. This dream marks a moment of transformation, urging you to reconcile with the past and move forward with greater clarity. Farewells symbolize endings and transformation. Dreaming of a farewell suggests you are experiencing loss or separation, whether in relationships or life stages. It reminds you that farewells are part of life's natural cycles, essential for growth. A farewell marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, inviting you to release with courage and make space for new opportunities. Enemy symbolizes inner conflict or external challenges. Dreaming of an enemy suggests unresolved struggles, either emotional or situational. It represents resistance from others or within yourself. This dream encourages you to confront internal battles and find the strength to overcome them. Wolf, the leader of the forest, represents strength and solitude and deep intuition. It appears in your dreams as a reminder from your subconscious to rely on your instincts and inner leadership when facing challenges. You might be on the verge of a transformation, and the wolf invites you to take that step forward, take that step toward the unknown, finding power in solitude. Once again, that hibernation energy. Wolves can thrive in the winter weather. All right, now we'll pull from Echoes of the Soul. Last time we got Crimson Veil and Shadows of Reflection. Taking the time to reflect on your shadow side to find that balance. Also being aware of wolves in sheep's clothing. Don't let somebody suck you into an argument. It's not worth it, whatever it is. You're better off just walking away. Although, trust me, I understand that sometimes that's easier said than done. There are personalities out there that will not allow you to walk away. They will literally chase you down. We did get the chase energy in one of the past, most recent videos we've done. All right. Echoes of the Soul Oracle. Let's try for just one, please. Just one. Aftermath, number 28, which breaks down to a 10, which is a number of completion. Thank you, Spirit, for making it just one. Aftermath, key themes: resilience, survival, processing trauma, healing, renewal, strength, and recovery. Message: the storm has passed, and though the scars remain, they are not the end of your story. Aftermath is a card of resilience and survival. reminding you of the strength it took to endure and the courage it takes to heal. This is your time to gather the broken pieces, honor your experience, and begin to rebuild. Healing is not linear, and transformation comes through patience and self compassion. The pain you've endured can be a foundation for growth, as each step forward brings you closer to renewal and empowerment. Guidance. This card acknowledges the challenges you faced and the emotional weight you may still be carrying. Aftermath encourages you to pause, reflect, and prioritize your well being. You've survived, and now it's time to focus on healing and reconditioning your inner strength. Be gentle with yourself as you process your experiences and explore the lessons they hold. Transformation is possible when you allow yourself the time and space to mend, release, and rise anew. The affirmation: I honor my strength and resilience. In healing, I find renewal. And from pain, I create growth and transformation. Actionable insight. Identify one self care practice that can help you process and heal from a recent challenge. This could be journaling, talking to a trusted friend or therapist, meditating, or engaging in a creative activity. Commit to this practice for the next week and notice how it helps you move toward clarity and renewal. Reflection. Aftermath is a card of hope, resilience, and transformation. It reminds you that even in the wake of life's greatest storms, you have the power to heal and rise again. By honoring your pain and allowing yourself the time and space to recover, you create a foundation for growth and renewal. What does your healing journey look like after the storm? How will you nurture yourself as you rise stronger and more empowered? Very much a theme out here today. I think that said it better than I could ever say it, but taking the time of going into hibernation mode, that's where we're at right now. We're in wintertime, we're in hibernation, recovering, healing, and preparing for the next chapter, for the next journey. Knowing that if you don't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to be of service to others. And we did see the service card with the Wild Offering Oracle at the beginning of the video. Pause. Something I do want to say about this celery juice, with putting the ginger powder in there, if you struggle with having cold hands or cold feet, the ginger will help warm you up from the inside out. I'm not BSing you. You can look it up for yourself. By all means, do. I forget the technical name for it, but ginger is like it creates heat. Like if you take raw ginger and grate it up, you can actually make a poultice out of it, like a natural heat pack. Instead of having, like a heating pad or something, or one of those sticky patches that you buy at the store, you can actually use fresh grated ginger to make your own. I actually learned that from Barbara O'Neill. You can find her videos on YouTube. She's a very well-known holistic doctor. I've learned a lot from her I found her. I'm going to say maybe about 2 years ago. And at first, she would just kind of pop up on my feed every now and then. I didn't really know who she was. But now I suggest her to a lot of people. All right, now we're going to pull from Nature Seasons Oracle. Last time we got wind, spring rain, and full moon. We did see full moon energy with the forest deck this time with the release. So again, seeing that full moon energy. Honestly, I don't know when our next full moon is. I want to say it's like in the first week of January, give or take. Okay. One more. Fire and balance on the cut. Nature Seasons Oracle. We got learning and growth, gratitude and harvest, potential and transformation. Fire still on the bottom of the deck. We saw that on the cut. Followed by wolf. We've already got wolf energy out here. Guidance and loyalty. And then free, rooted and vitality on the top of the deck. Tree energy. Oh, it's tree, not free. My bad. Tree energy. So once again, that nature energy. All right. Wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and learning. Today, take a moment to reflect on past experiences and learn from them. Every challenge and every failure is a stepping stone to wisdom. Keep learning and growing. Bam. New moon. Tap into your deepest potential. It's a time to set intentions that reflect your true self and harness the transformative energy of new beginnings. Today is the perfect time to take the first step. Take that leap of faith. Stay open-minded and embrace new opportunities. Autumn equinox. It's a time of harvest, reminding you to give thanks and reflect. Pause to express gratitude for your experiences and the abundance you've gained. Prepare yourself for new opportunities as you enter a phase of reaping your rewards. All right, now we'll pull from the animal allies. Last time we had dove and seagull. We also saw goose and silky last time, and all the birds in all four of those cards were white. And we talked about white feathers and how in some cultures giving somebody a white feather is a sign of cowardice. Look, there they are. Goose and Silky, still there. Also, I'm seeing with it right now, 4-H Club. I was in 4-H. Unfortunately, I did not do very well, but in my defense, I didn't have very much adult assistance and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was a city kid that had just moved to the country and I loved animals. And first it was chickens. All the chickens died. I think most of them drowned or froze to death, unfortunately. And then I had rabbits. Something killed my rabbits. I had two of them. Yeah, that was the end of my 4-H days. Thankfully, I'm a lot better with animals now. I have a lot more knowledge than I had when I was a kid. Okay, animal allies, birds. Urraca, Urraca, Urraca. We got hummingbird on the bottom of the deck, hawk on the top of the deck. Superpowers: luck, love, charm, prosperity, making good choices, playfulness, resourcefulness, imaginative, having swag, being vocal and witty. Wisdom: a fresh outlook, humor, and charm are welcome almost everywhere and draw attention in positive ways. When this card appears, get creative with communication. Speak up and out. Join forces with others who share the same values. This card wants you to know you belong. Everywhere you find yourself is right where you are meant to be. If you long for closer community, you have the skills and resources to build it yourself. What do you want your corner of the world to look like? And go make it. So, going back to what we've talked about so much already out here, deciding what you want, making a plan, setting goals, being kind not only to yourself but to others in the process, getting grounded. All right, now we'll pull from Archangel of Fire Oracle. Last time we got Jophiel 15. Her message was joy. We got that message in several different areas, in several different messages last time. $33, $21, and $32. Curabel, Sachiel, and Judiel wanted to show themselves. The power of 3. $33 is a master number. That came up last time too. Just one, please. Look at that. He came right back out. 32, Jehudiel. Gagiel, 16 on the bottom of the deck. And look at that. Archangel Michael, number 23 on the top of the deck. Archangel Michael in the house. Whoop, whoop. I'm just kidding. A little over dramatic. Gagiel, it hasn't been that long since we saw her. We won't read the whole card for Michael, but we'll at least read his general message. Oh, and look at that. 23 and 32 mirroring numbers. I said something earlier about the mirroring energy. 32, 23. Both break down to a 5, so 55. Five plus 5 equals 10. We already saw the number 10. 10 is a number of completion. Endings, new beginnings. Michael is courage and protection. Release your fears. You are safe and protected. If you are in a time when you need a little more courage, know that I am with you, shielding you from any perceived danger. Wow, we already got messages out here about being brave, having courage, being patient, having hope, faith over fear, taking the leap. All right, 32, Jehuddiel. I'm not even really sure if that's how you pronounce that. Jehuddiel. Leadership and endeavor. The angel of figureheads. Jehuddiel's name means laudation of God, and he helps us to feel qualified to step into our own guiding and leadership roles. I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've ever gotten this card. Like his image in the Oracle card, he is depicted wearing a crown and carrying a three-pronged whip, representing the divine authority of the Holy Trinity. He is linked with the Sacred Heart, helping us to recognize our own Christ consciousness, so we may live heaven on earth and teach it to others. If you are in a position of authority, ask him to help you act with integrity at all times, and to acknowledge that true power is the power of love, not the love of power. My first recollection of his name was during a healing session I once had while on a retreat. After starting a new position at work, with my eyes closed, I felt a powerful angelic presence beside me and clearly heard his name. And it's Yehudiel. So the J sounds like a Y. Yehudiel. I then had a vision of a golden crown being placed on my head. Like the indigenous Rapa Nui Eastern Island warrior on his card, this archangel is the patron of all who work in some field of endeavor. His crown symbolizes the reward of spiritual labors. As an advisor to all who hold positions of responsibility and authority, he watches over kings, queens, presidents, judges, and other positions and others in positions of power, ensuring they still remain true to God's work. He is also known as the bearer of God's merciful love. His general message: I am assisting you with your spiritual endeavor. You are a natural leader. Stay true to your integrity. So staying true to who you are, releasing people, places, things, thought patterns, habits, feelings, concerns, releasing it, letting it out, whatever it is. So that you can step into the new. You cannot you cannot put new wine into old wine bags or wine vessels. That's a scripture reference, by the way. When we're expanding, when we're growing, when we're releasing, it's like wine fermenting. When wine ferments, it releases gas and air and bubbles. It needs to breathe. Once it's done with that process, you can put it... Oh, I've got coal all over. Okay, hold on. I picked up that piece of burnt sage off the table, and I didn't realize I got it all over my hand. Hold on. Sorry, that required a little bit of water. I just didn't want it getting on my, but I thought it was just the ash. I didn't realize it was a coal. Now I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, the wine in new bags. Once the wine is done fermenting and, it's kind of settled, you can put it in the bag. But also in reference to the bag, new wine skins, which back then, it was animal skins, they're more flexible. The old ones get dried out, and so you can't. Anyways, I hope I made my point. Moving on. All right, now we're going to pull from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Last time we got impatience, faith, and destiny. Being patient, having faith, believing in your destiny. Believing you are where you're meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. People come, people go, things change, things evolve. Some of us are starting new chapters. Some of us are starting whole new books. But either way, you can't bring, especially if you're starting a whole new book, you cannot bring the old book with you. You got to leave that behind. Start with a new script. All right, Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Dissipating, trickery, and mysticism. Prayer on the bottom of the deck. When life gives you lemons, what do? You make lemonade. Man, just by looking at that picture, I'm getting like manifestation energy. Like you got trees and crops and a barn and stuff over here. And then over here, like here you got a dirt path. Here you got a concrete path. Choosing your path. Do you want to be do you want city life or country life? Either way, you can still have lemonade. Recovery. Where else did we see recovery? Recovery was mentioned in another card. Being in a state of recovery. Allowing yourself to heal, to recover from what you've been through. All right, we got dissipating. Canary yellow. Allow gentle flight to your thoughts. Canary yellow supports the creativity in daydreaming. Recognizing the difference between a daydream and a well thought out plan is key, as creativity must be freed from its cage. And then we got trickery. Kelly the Green Dragon. Notice here that there may be manipulation because of a fear of being rejected. There is no evil intent, only a deep desire to be loved. This card may also indicate that you should practice asking for your true heart's desire rather than fearing someone else's resentment. So, being honest with yourself about what you really want and not caring what other people think in whatever area of your life that is. That could be multiple areas of your life: work, love, family, friends, whatever. All right, and then we got mysticism. A woman named Abergene. This is a time of trusting in the unknown. You already sense the answer, even if it's not apparent. Do not ask others what they see, for you alone can see into the heart of the matter. Trust your intuitive powers to guide you. Double confirmation on the, not caring what other people think, going all the way back to the self-belief and the focus on self with the angel numbers 17 and 1. Focusing on what you want, what's best for you, what's going to lead you in the direction you want to go. All right, Wandering Heart Oracle. Last time we got free expression. We got fertility and familiarity on the cut. Wandering Heart Oracle. Just one, please. Honor your word. Reclaim your power. 15 and 28. We've already seen both of those numbers out here today. 21, tension on the bottom of the deck. And 9, autopilot on the top of the deck. This has got a white dove in it. We saw dove in the last video. Tension. Oh, and miscarriage behind that, 21 and 22. But notice in this, they're holding a red string. She's holding one end, she's holding the other end, and they're both holding a pair of scissors hovering over the string. I'm getting, you could cut the tension with a knife type energy. All right, so honor your word is what we actually saw first. And then reclaim your power. We'll see what these other two say first, though. 21, tension. The longer you hold on, the heavier it is to carry. Impatience and disconnection. Time is of the essence. You are a volcano ready to erupt. Your frustration has magnified over time. You feel misled or fooled. What you thought was real turns out to be a fluke. What you thought was promising begins to prove otherwise. You're afraid of falling behind or being led to a dead end. While all your eggs are in this one basket, you feel frustration rising higher and higher. Ooh. All right, and then autopilot, number 9. Find beauty in the present, abstraction, and detachment. Here you are, deeply centered, unconcerned, and unprovoked with the world around you. There is no need to blink out of this state of being. Your energy is neutral, neither welcoming nor standoffish. To some degree, you are stuck, and to another, you are liberated. Very much the liberated, very much going with what these two cards say. Honor your word and reclaim your power. Do exactly what you say you're going to do. Stand 10 toes deep. The ability to speak your piece and stand your ground takes time, practice, and courage. The more you practice what you preach, the more rewards you'll receive. Take pride in the conversations you engage in. Is there anything to learn or teach? Do not waste your breath on gossip or tasteless banter. There's no use in cursing yourself. Be careful what you breathe life into. Once your word is given, protect it. Be a person that others can depend on. And then reclaim your power. Number 28. Advocate for what's rightfully yours. Daringness and honor. You are who you think you are. You do not have to shrink yourself for the contentment of anyone. Show your face, be the truth, reimagine. You are stepping into your true light and you are honoring your gifts and you are no longer accommodating the bare minimum. Out with the old ways of living, in with the new. What excited you once no longer does. There are endings and there are beginnings. You embrace both. Everything we've already said. Just confirmations, basically. All right, now we'll do the Animal Spirit Oracle and the Herbal Astrology Oracle. And then we'll do Mary Magdalene and be done. So 3 more to go. Whoa. All right, last time with the animal spirit, we had sea serpent, nightingale, fish, raccoon, and mouse. Hyena and Phoenix on the cut as we're getting started. Animal Spirit Oracle. Beaver. We've got B on the bottom of the deck. And bear on the top of the deck. Wow, BBB. Bear, beaver, and bee. Earth, water, and air. Bear. Waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. When in balance, inner strength, yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, and heaviness. To bring into balance, movement and exercise. Then we got beaver. I've actually been seeing a lot of stuff about beaver online here lately. There's a beaver look-alike, but it's really just like a giant rodent. It kind of looks like a beaver in the face and the body, but then it has this giant rat tail, a Nubian, or something like that. Anyways, beaver, hard worker, loyal, tireless, and family first. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless and worn out. To bring into balance, physical labor and selfless service. And then we got B, which is air energy. Busy little bee. Earnest, hardworking, and democratic. When in balance, content, active, and vibrant. When out of balance, overworked and annoyed. To bring into balance, a mini vacation. Ooh, that sounds nice. All right, and now we'll pull from Herbal Astrology. Last time we saw 14 Hibiscus Joy, 17 Gouda Kala, Higher Consciousness, 31 Cannabis Detachment, and 55 Polisanto Guardian. We have seen the 55 energy out here today. And we've got the 17 in the angel numbers, self-belief, higher consciousness. All right. How long have we been here? 137:57 on the timer. One more. Herbal Astrology Oracle. 28 Elder Wisdom. We've already seen the 28 energy out here multiple times today. And then Lion's Mane, 18 Leadership. We have seen the 18 energy out here as well. I know it was in the angel numbers that we put back from last time. We had 18, but we've seen that number somewhere else today as well. So 28 and 18, 9 and 10 energy. Wisdom and leadership. We already saw the leadership energy out here mentioned multiple times, as well as wisdom. Lion's Mane, upright, sacred masculine, leadership, ambition, provider, strong-willed, and spiritual power. Astrological ruler, Mercury and Uranus. Notice you got the scales of justice there. Also a Libra energy. Then you got the pitcher of water. That's Aquarius energy. Anytime I see a lion, I always think of the strength card from the original tarot. Lion's mane is a mushroom. This is what the mushroom looks like when it grows on the trees. You also have ocean energy in the background. We saw ocean in the last pull in the dreams deck. Also star energy. You got stars at the top. Intermission. I'm going to look at these images while I take a break for a second. I'm starting to get sleepy. My juice is gone. It almost looks like a magic wand right here. You got 3 what look like fairies. Elder, 28, wisdom, upright, rising from the underworld, release, letting go, major transformation, higher wisdom, new perceptions, awakening to the truth. Astrological ruler, Jupiter and Pluto. Also known as the Queen of Fairies or the Queen of the Underworld, Elder is steeped in folklore and legend across many cultures. This tree is a symbol of sorrow, death, and deep magic. In Scandinavia, the tree is inhabited by a spirit called the Elder Mother, like from the Pocahontas movie, who will punish you if you touch the tree or chop it down without properly thanking her. In the Bible, the cross on which Jesus was crucified was said to be made of the wood of a giant elder tree, and a remorseful Judas hung himself from an old elder tree. In the Middle Ages, elder was used as protection against witches, evil spirits, and underworldly entities. In Celtic tradition, the elder is associated with shaman. Not shaman, why can't I say that word right now? Samhain. It's the season. Anyways, a time of the year to honor death, new beginnings, and transformation. It has been used since ancient times as a blood cleanser, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, used for the kidneys, liver, and digestive system. It is also used as a respiratory aid to prevent or recover from colds and flu. Astrologically, since Elder encompasses the piercing duality of life and death, along with supernatural properties, it falls under the general rulership of Pluto. To properly reap its medicine requires wisdom, and if improperly used, it may cause death. When its wisdom is properly harvested, its strong protective action on the immune system also greatly embodies Jupiter's archetype. Guidance. Elder signals the end of a phase in life as well as the beginning of a major cycle. The Queen of the Underworld reminds us of the symbolic death that visits us often as we progress through our physical and metaphysical growth. Elder reminds us of the blooming we experience when we simply allow our old self to decompose. In giving new life, the old one needs to be torn apart and allowed to die. Don't resist it. Elder is a wise guardian, assisting us as we step through the doorways of darkness. Allow yourself to be consumed by her mighty presence as the Dark Mother protects our spirit as it goes through the cycle of transformation. Wow. I'm actually going to go back and read Lion's Mane. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. Major confirmation on the death and rebirth energy there. As if we needed it. We've got rebirth number 99. We've got 1, focus on self. 404, mind energy, and 17, self-belief. Major transformation energy out here. Out with the old, in with the new. And I know it sounds like such a facade for this time of year, but hey, I can't make this up. It's all, I just read the randomness. Don't think of it in that, try not to think of it in that way. The whole new year, new you. Think of it as a death and a rebirth. It's a time for hibernation. It's a time to process what has happened in this chapter so that we can lay it to bed and go to the next chapter. All right. Lion's mane. Lion's mane has been used as a food and medicine for well over 2,000 years in the high mountain regions of Asia. Its nicknames include bearded tooth or pom-pom mushroom. In traditional Chinese medicine, it is referred to as ho to gul or monkey head mushroom. In Japan, it's called something that I cannot pronounce. Which one is better for us, rice or pasta? That's what John Tesh is talking about. All right. During China's dynastic periods, Buddhist monks were said to use lion's mane as a nutritive food and in tea to enhance focus and brain power during meditation. In traditional Chinese medicine, lion's mane was used to combat life force deficiency, nurture the liver, spleen, lung, heart, and kidneys, nourish the gut, and even fight cancer. Modern scientific research has proven that lion's mane is a nutrient dense fungus with many healing properties, such as stimulating the growth of neurons in the brain and helping with neurological conditions. Lion's mane has the ability to assist nerve growth factor, which enables the brain to heal itself, thereby assisting with cognitive, memory retention, and mental performance. The way in which this nutritive fungus is capable of expanding perception and mental skills is attributed to the powers of Mercury. Also known as the messenger of the gods, Mercury is a great communicator, representing brilliance, intelligence, and free flow of energy. Lion's mane is also governed by the sun, as it's a great provider of vitality, longevity, resilience, and adaptability. Guidance. The lion is a symbol of power, the premortal essence within the sacred masculine that expresses itself as relentless determination, ambition, focus, and will. When we meet lion's mane, we immediately feel a regal and generous presence. When out of balance, vanity and overconsumption block the flow of love coming in to inspire ambition. Power isn't powerful when you put others or yourself down. You are a wielder of raw power and may be destructive if consequences are overlooked. Lead your life from a place of compassionate leadership, and the rest will follow. What did we read earlier about the power of love instead of the love of power? As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.